morning, everyone. I'm just waiting for Gaby.
Hello!
Oh my God, hi!
I can't believe we've managed to do this on a technical front.
It was easier than I thought it would be.
But, I have to say it was quite easy, but I've been freaking out about it all morning.
Oh no! Borrowing my sister's phone because she's got a really fancy one and mine's not great. So
okay.
I had to remember my password, log in. So sure. That's it.
Well, we've got through the first hurdle.
Yay! How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, I'm really good. You?
Amazing. This is so funny. Yeah. So this is our first meet. This is our first.
It is indeed. I feel like I know you because I've been watching your stuff for ages, and we've been chatting obviously since summer. Did you say it was?
I think it was summer because you got in touch with Should we just go through
Let's crack on.
People know, whoever's watching. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
But you got in touch with me in summer.
Yeah.
Was it quite early summer? I can't remember.
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was because it was still early days for me in terms of it being an official business.
Yeah.
I just got in touch with you because I'd done a collaboration with the lovely Jenna, who runs Wild Art Designs.
Yes.
And it was just the best thing about Instagram because I think I'd been feeling a little bit like we all go through these phases of feeling a bit down about Instagram and trying to gain followers and a following, and then suddenly I had this idea to reach out to artists to do a collaboration. So I did one with Jenna, and it was just so enlivening and made me just feel so much better about the whole Instagram thing. And think of it instead of necessarily a way to grow business, but just a way to connect with other artists.
Really, really lovely. And I loved getting the message from you. It was so nice.
That's nice to hear because it always feels like a punt when you just reach out to someone you don't know. It's just not a natural thing, is it, to reach out to someone you don't know? But
imagine it feeling a bit weird, because you do spam messages and stuff. But no, it was a lovely message of a very different kind.
Good.
No, so we started chatting in summer, and it's taken until now. Obviously conflicting schedules, and we've been very busy. So and then Christmas.
Christmas happened.
But here we are, and this is the first kind of live chat where it's just two people that I've done, and I know you were a bit nervy.
Oh my gosh. I've been bigging this up in my head for quite a long time.
No, because my sister's with me in lockdown and I'm at my mum's, so yesterday she was like, are you excited about your chat tomorrow? And I was like, yes, but now I'm nervous. Stop asking me.
My boyfriend asked me this morning and I was like, I feel like I'm going to a job interview. I don't know, I think it's partly because of lockdown and just I feel like I've forgotten how to socialise. And partly because I've obviously been self-employed for the last year and therefore not had to do anything like job interviews, which I feel like were more frequent previously. So it does feel
I think this is one of the big things that I'm loving most about being self-employed is no job interviews.
Preach.
Oh my gosh, especially ridiculous time. So how long have you been self-employed?
So like most people, I've been self-employed since the pandemic because I was working in the art sector in London previously, but just in a kind of admin role, getting very frustrated, needing some kind of creative outlet. Started my Instagram account, Draw the Line, and and I'd been drawing for a long time anyway. Took a career break and went abroad for a few months and came back to pandemic life. No opportunity to get back into the art sector because the sector had been decimated. So just felt like it was the time to see whether I could take the Instagram account more seriously and just see if people would buy anything that I was making. What about you?
So yeah, I went self-employed June, July 2019. But again, I'd been working so I mean, I'd loved art, and I've always done creative stuff since school, just always. I mean, even before school. But yeah, so I like dabbled in like film and film production, but it wasn't really for me because I wanted to do my own thing. It's that thing of just wanting to have a creative outlet yourself and do what you want. And then I love to travel. And then July 2019, I came back from like a little ski season thing I was doing.
Oh, that's so funny. That's what I was doing.
Oh my God. Where did you go?
France. I was in Morzine.
Yeah, I was in Austria, but it was really fun. And then somebody, like a family friend, was like, "Oh yeah, Jessica could paint loads of stuff, go and do a traveling, come back and like just do it that way round, so I could whatever." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is it." So officially started in summer 2019. And I get it's all word of mouth though, the commissions and stuff. I think we might be jumping questions here. I've got like a little list of questions, but
sorry, I've gone off piste.
Pardon?
I've gone off piste.
But yes, so funnily, I didn't find much of a change. So because I went self-employed before the pandemic, I didn't find much changed for me, obviously working at home already.
Well, actually, that's an interesting question, because I've always wondered whether business for artists that kind of existed before the pandemic actually increased, because there seemed there was kind of a sentimental mood sort of came upon the country, and everyone suddenly, we were spending more time in our houses. So I make house portraits as well as pet portraits. So I feel like that everyone wanted house portraits because they were redoing their homes and they were just thinking about being at home a lot. Yeah. And people were buying new puppies, and do you know what I mean? So
yes, all of that. Just, I suppose, being inside and staring at the same walls, people just want to shake things up a bit. And
definitely.
But I mean, if anything, commissions increased a bit for me, which was amazing. But yeah, what was I going to ask you? Oh yeah, did you do art? You didn't do art school. Did you do art school?
No, I didn't. No. I did English at uni, so I studied literature. and then I studied history of art, so I went and did a master's in history of art. So I was already kind of in that zone, so to speak. But I didn't even really draw at school at all. It was kind of the whole sketching thing started in my first year of uni. I always credit my best friend from uni, Rose, because we went on holiday to Florence together. It was literally like a honeymoon between two friends.
Oh, that's like the dream.
Yeah, I know. And she was studying architecture at the time, so it was just natural to her to have a sketchbook with her wherever she went, and she just drew. And sort of out of boredom and needing something to do while she was drawing, she just gave me one of her spare sketchbooks and said, "You draw too." And I was not good at all at drawing, but I found it an incredibly useful way of learning to look more closely at stuff. Previously, if I'd like visited a church or a museum, I kind of just didn't know what to do with myself. And I think a lot of people have that experience when they're visiting galleries and museums. Yeah. And so this was just a way to like focus a concentrated session of looking at something. I know that sounds a bit weird. No, and I found that when I went home, I remembered things much, much more clearly than say if I just like looked and maybe even taken a picture.
Yeah.
I just suddenly had these things engraved in my memory much more. So
yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, great. And honestly, since then I've just never gone back. So I just bought my own sketchbook, started carrying it around in my rucksack and spending spare moments just drawing. And the rate of improvement in drawing is astonishingly fast, I find. So that's rewarding.
Yeah.
And it encourages you to do it more and more and more.
Yeah. So because you do quite a few, did you always do, I'm looking behind your right shoulder, I don't know if it's mirrored, because you do a lot of studies before you do that.
Well,
or is that
no, I do. I probably wouldn't, if I were doing a pet portrait, I wouldn't, because I've got a clear reference, and I kind of know what I'm doing. But if it's something where I want to experiment, I want to try something new, I mean, this kind of takes us on to one of the other things we wanted to talk about, which is how nice it was to do something different between the two of us. And so I wanted to take the opportunity to not just do another fine liner and watercolor portrait, because I do those every day. So I just decided it was time to like get out some cheaper paper and just go at it and do like lots of different drawings and preliminary sketches before I started. And I was reintroducing coloured pencil, which I'd not used for ages. So I just was, I guess, a bit nervous to start on what I thought of as like the finished product. Yeah. Maybe you should explain what we each did as part of this collaboration.
Your stories this weekend have been amazing, and I've just been like, I'll just Gaby's story. But yeah, so what did we want to do? We wanted to, because our mediums, the way we work is so different, we wanted to take one subject, and just do our own thing, own spin on it, see what would happen.
I was really excited because I obviously don't work in 3 dimensions. And you do, and that baffles my brain. I mean, I find it hard enough to receive a photo of a pet and turn that into a drawing, let alone turn it into a 3-dimensional thing.
Well, I mean, with the commissions, so people are great because they send you like 10 photos of all and videos and stuff. So because I do ask, I say just send me as many photos as you can. And they're all too many, and I'm like, no, that's amazing. But I have worked recently on it was a surprise present for someone, so they couldn't be like too sneaky and take two neighbors or something. But that was tricky because I just had one, I mean 2 photos, but basically of the face of little dog. But
so for this one, because we decided that we wanted to do a bear, that's the animal we chose.
You suggested the bear, definitely. And otter would have been fun, but there were and hedgehog. Oh my god, hedgehog! We're gonna have to do more of these.
We absolutely are. There was pretty much a day of me just sending you names of animals that I like.
I like them. And
we ended up with bear, and I think it's a good one because I can say with a fair amount of certainty that no one will ever order a pet portrait of a bear.
No. Oh well, hopefully. Because I had to look at, because we chose a bear, but we chose a spectacled bear specifically, and I did a bit of. I mean, I did a bit of research this morning about the spectacled bear, and they are on the vulnerable list, which is at the red list, which is very sad. But they live in South America and in the Peruvian mountains, the Andes.
Paddington is a spectacled bear, am I right?
It's a spectacled bear. Oh, that's the best thing ever.
I hadn't realised that either. It wasn't until I was drawing it that somebody went, "Oh, like Paddington," and I was like, "Wow."
But, amazing. But not all spectacled bears get the spectacle. So some, and the males are massive compared to they're like the size of the females. Oh, goodness me. They're magical things.
They do look incredible.
Yeah.
And we were specifically looking, weren't we, for a reference picture of one stood up.
Yes.
Give you, which is quite funny because they look like people. They are so kind of anthropomorphic. They're like such chillers. There were loads of pictures of them like with their arm up like against a rock, just like, hey.
So funny. Yeah, no, and they're like, I'm just looking at a picture of one now, and it's like a baby. But yeah, they are quite human-like when they're
Yeah.
but
So,
sorry.
I was sorry, I was just going to say, so did you look for lots of pictures to try and like fill in? We picked one picture to use as our central reference, and then did you look for lots of pictures to kind of like fill in the back and what we couldn't see from the picture?
Yeah, yes. I'm not looking at him now. So funny. Yeah, more or less. I mean, I love the, like, in some of the photos because they're black, but they're in certain lights, they've got like bluey sheen. Black's almost too black, it goes blue, or like all the other way around. But yeah, because they're all actually, the detail is just all in the face, really.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. Well, that's funny because I use a lot of blue crayon in mine.
Yeah.
So we obviously both found the blue in them.
Yeah.
I find black animals in general, they used to terrify me when someone would order a black animal because it's so hard to find the depth and the subtlety in black, especially if you get a poor photograph.
Yeah.
So I think...
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, you kind of learn your own tricks, don't you? I mean, I often put photos into Photoshop and just like whack up saturation and see what colors come out.
Yeah. No, yeah. That's yes. Yeah. And yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, before Christmas, I was painting so many black dogs.
Yeah.
And like really grey black cats and stuff.
Yeah.
And actually, I mean, probably because I've practiced more, but they are some of my favourites I've done. But then obviously with the colour palette, it's just trying to get like the blues and the browns and everything, and just completely try and get something really deep and lovely.
Well, that feels like a good opportunity to ask you how you kind of handle... I wanted to speak to you about how you balance your kind of vision for something, and say you look at a picture and you see lots of blue in your black cat, but do you ever worry that you're going to give it back to the recipient who's ordered the commission and they're like, my cat's not blue? I sometimes worry about that.
Do you?
But basically balancing likeness and what your customers asked for with your vision and your style, which might not be entirely figurative.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Yes.
Yes. To the question. No, it's tricky, but like, because most of my pet portraits, those commissions, is word of mouth, so people see what I do. You see, they like it, so they, you know, commission me to do something. But I don't really think about... I mean, I send them when I'm happy with it. I'll then send it and be like, "Are you happy with this? Do you want anything changing?" Usually they're like, "No, oh my gosh, thanks." And it's like the worst part of the whole process. I like it's so scary sending but I don't know. Like, I can see why it would be difficult for you because your style is so unique, and like there is so much color in your work. I mean, it's weird. I don't know if I can say I've got my pet portraits have a style. I don't know.
They definitely do. They definitely do. I just think, for me, the process you described of like knowing that your customers have seen your previous work, they like it, therefore they've picked you to do it, is the kind of ideal, and certainly what I expected. And I'm not in any way having a go at any of my customers here, but I am surprised how often I kind of come back and people seem surprised with what I've done, and I think I have quite an obvious, like, or clear style. And so I expect my customers to know what they're going to receive, and sometimes they seem quite shocked by it. Or they might seem that, I don't know, I just sometimes feel that kind of tussle between it being a bespoke product, and at the end of the day it's theirs and they're paying for it and I want to produce what they want, but then also, you know, they pick to get a painting done, not a photograph, and so it's important, and they've also picked me to do it, so it's important for it to be mine. And I don't know, that it's just, that is an interesting tussle, and I think it's something that will always be there in a way.
It's really tricky because and like the customers are always right. I mean, watching, we love you, obviously, you're amazing. Oh, sorry, I'm just reading Jen. Someone's left a comment. Thanks, Jen. Oh, babe. Oh, that's sorry me. Yeah, no.
Sorry.
So it's so hard. I don't know how you'd overcome that.
No, nor do I. I mean, I suppose partly I think you're brave sending a kind of proof first. I've kind of got to the stage where I pretty much just send it when it's done.
Do you?
So yeah, kind of, because unless there's something particular that I know that like needs to be right for my customer. Sometimes I think photos don't do things justice, and if something arrives with someone and it's like a package and it's a finished product, they like treat it differently to if they get kind of not styled, just like a quick photo. Do you know what I mean? Where you're more likely to be like, oh, I might fiddle with this, might fiddle with that. And also I'm just nervous of fiddling with something that I think is finished, because I think it rarely does good. I think it usually just makes something weaker.
I'm such a fiddler. It's bad. I'll get to a point where I'll have sent the photo and then I'll be like, oh shit, like I need to do like tiny. I mean, it's usually tiny bits, but
oh yeah, no, I know. I mean,
that's really
the tendency.
Yeah.
But part of like for me, part of my process of improving has been learning just to like put the pen down. Yeah.
I mean, but that, having said that, it's different with the felted stuff, because there is no way to send, unless like literally I don't know the markings on the back of this dog that I was talking about earlier. Send it, because you can't photograph these. They don't photograph very well. Which is why
you do a great job for photographing.
Oh, thank you so much. But yeah, because I've got like a little turntable as well, so that's usually
lovely. Yeah, I love that.
Just to get a little film.
So can you make amendments? Talk to me about the needle felting process. I literally know nothing about it. Can you make amendments, or is it pretty much once it's done, it's done?
No. Well, how did I start? I mean, it's mainly like self-taught really, because I haven't taken any classes. I think actually hilariously, my mum did a class ages ago, and she brought back some needles and some felt, and she made like little baubles to go on a tree or something, like literally like tiny things. And then I was like, oh, that's nice. And then actually for a friend's wedding, she wanted a cheese board with loads of mice on, and I was like, gosh, let me have this job of doing this. And that's where the needle felting started. But my process has changed, and I'm actually really happy with where it is at the moment, because I used to like recycle like woolen jumpers and like roll, and I've got some felting, so the felting comes like and then I literally just with the needle like this just stab into like this this stuff into this recycled woolen jumper and stuff. And then that would take a long time, but now I've started creating, so this is our spectacle there, like I'll create the like the form out of metal wire, and then stuff that with felt or recycled jumpers. So there are quite a few Christmas presents that are just recycled jumpers in the middle. It's really useful.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but yeah, so it's like and then you just stab and
So you essentially like build a wire
yeah,
mini sculpture, and then you
yeah,
just add the
yeah,
felt in.
build and build and build with all this wool, and it's just stabbing.
And does it take a long, long time?
It does. I mean, because I've been doing it for a while now. I've sped up. It is quicker. It's getting quicker. And then like I love the layers. So I don't know if you saw a cat. My most recent post.
Yeah.
Beautiful Lily. Like
yes, I did see that. Yeah.
So it's so fun to get to the point where it's just a needle felted cat, and then which looks ridiculous, and then you layer up.
Okay.
That's really fun. Yeah. And then there's a bit of stitching I add for details like sparkly eyes and stuff. But
and tell me, where do you buy like miniature noses?
I don't buy them.
So what do you do?
I needle felt them.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like they
basically look like little plastic noses or something. They just look so like realistic.
No, it's because I've got like silver thread, so I just add like a shine on the nose with the silver thread. But yeah, I'm a bit of a I don't know how it happens, but I'm a needle felt purist, and I'm like,
yeah.
The plastic noses, that's not needle felting. So I don't want to offend anyone because it is hard, it's solid, and there are some like ridiculous needle felt artists out there, and I cannot even go on their Instagrams because I'm just like, I'm no way amazing. But then it's a style. It's
absolutely it's your own style, and but that said, I know exactly what you mean in terms of there being people you just can't look at because it's just too depressing. In fact, my really great friend Rose, who I said was the one that really got me into painting, she is an unbelievable artist, and she sends me her work regularly, and I love it because I learn from it. I look at it and I just think I can take so much from this, but at the same time I'm like, what am I doing?
Paying me to make art. God. It's a slippery slope that I think
it is.
Comparing is just the worst thing an artist can do.
No, you're absolutely right.
I limit myself. I really try. But because we are all so different, and everyone's styles are so random and great, and people love different things.
Yeah, definitely. And you just view your work differently, don't you? You see the bad and not the good, whereas the other way around when you're looking at someone else's.
Which is why our spectacle bear has been so fun, because it's
absolutely. Should we reveal them?
Shall we reveal?
I think it's time.
I think so. Drum roll.
Okay. Should we do it at the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Oh look!
Oh my god!
Oh look at him! Oh my gosh, I've just been so excited about this.
Oh my god. Give me him closer. Look at him. I love his little claws. So cute.
His little oh my gosh.
They have like flat hands. Do you know what I mean?
They really flat. A little flat feet. This is my little signature there, but their hands are so funny.
Their hands are really funny.
Thumbs. And you paint
absolutely.
You've got
the button.
Look at that.
Look at that. In fact, I've got one of my studies here that I did before. And it's got more of a booty.
Oh god,
that's so funny. I did as well. I did a face one because I just couldn't get enough of the faces.
That I am obsessed with these. Like I love the studies so much. I love.
Thank you. Thank you. So we need to definitely somehow exchange them, whether that's waiting to meet in person or just posting.
because we need a photo of them together, really.
We absolutely do. Yeah, we really do.
I am up for waiting. I mean, we've waited this long, Gaby.
Yeah, you're right.
We just wait a month or two.
I love that yours is now just like sat in frame. Look at him.
He does stand. It honestly, I'm not going to touch him because everybody who's watching, we will be swapping, obviously. But he's a solid bear, so you can like be quite firm with him if he's not standing. He does stand.
Okay. Well, he looks beautiful.
This is
amazing.
the first time I popped him down, and he's just stayed standing straight away. So that's
good.
Behavior.
Good on him.
Good on him. Oh, he's so funny. Oh,
well, it's been an absolute joy. I really do have to say, and it's changed my process, because it really has brought colored pencil back in for me. It was such a joy.
Got this. Oh, it's so magic. Oh, I can't wait to frame him.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah. Their feet are so funny.
Yeah, I know. Look at that.
Oh.
Literally like human feet.
But like, yeah, can you bring it a bit closer with all your pencil marks and brush strokes? They're just amazing. Oh, gorgeous.
Well, that's what you can do with colored pencil, it turns out.
Yeah.
I mean, who knew? I've been wasting my time with watercolor, and it's all about pencil.
Oh, layering, all that layer.
Absolutely, yeah. It's taken me a long time to get used to like leaving texture and like stop trying to blend.
Yeah.
But it's made my work so much stronger, I think. Gives it so much more like depth and character.
Oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. Love it.
I'm trying to think if there's any other questions I can slip in before we bring this to a close.
I don't know, I'm just looking at my questions. I mean, there's one that's quite a weak question, but I think we've covered everything. I was just going to say, have you always just had your own shop, or have you been on? Did you start on Etsy, or did you just?
No, I'm keen to talk about this, because I actually did have an Etsy shop, and it was a complete fail. I never made a sale.
Never.
No, I never made a sale because I was afraid to put commission portraits up as a product that you could buy outright, because I didn't know what my workload was going to be like. I was scared of someone paying and then me finding that I didn't have the time to do it. So I set up some ludicrously complex system by which people had to contact me first, and the products were listed for like 17p, because that was the lowest you could list them for, and I didn't want them to pay more than they had to before I could say definitively I've got time to do this. So it just didn't work. And then I have my own website. Most of my sales come through Instagram, to be honest, but I'm also not on the high street, and
you see, I applied and I didn't get on.
Apply again, because they're taking on a lot more partners, I think, over lockdown. That's what I'll say. But that works really well, because customers do pay, they commit the money, but the money goes to not on the high street, and then the partner kind of clicks accept or decline. So if my work goes too much and I just can't take it on, I can just click decline, and then the money goes straight back to them without it even coming near me, because I just have this fear of taking people's money and not being able to do it. I mean, I don't know why, because it's not as if my workload is through the roof. I've never declined one. Ever. Don't expect I ever will, but no. I have the fear. I mean, how do you do it on Etsy?
My Etsy is really random. My Etsy is so random, but it's got prints and cards and some original artwork on there, and then the commission, the pet portraits are on there as well. Never got a pet portrait through Etsy, but it's on there. And I've got with the commissioned feltings. I mean, my mum loves them for gifts, so she buys occasionally through Etsy. And then I love it when strangers just come across you. I love strangers asking for commissions, and I got like this lady got in touch, and actually she'd already got commissions of her dogs, and then because they were like one was like a Sheltie and the other was a German Shepherd, she was like, can you do them, because this other one didn't do the hair properly. So I was like, I mean, she told me afterwards actually, but she was really happy. And she did send me photos. And they're beautiful. Obviously they're gorgeous, but they weren't hairy enough, because these dogs are really hairy.
Sorry, this is felting, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was fun. I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh god, that's intense. I'm so glad she told you after and not before.
She did, yeah. She was like, do you do them hair? Can you get them really hairy? And I was like, yeah, I did a Highland cow before. But yeah, I'm mainly, people are buying prints and cards and stuff.
Through Etsy, okay. Well, maybe I should do that, because I do have some ready-made products. So maybe I should sell those through Etsy.
But the majority is word of mouth, and a couple of people get in touch on Instagram. But I can't believe friends who have commissioned me, like, and it is people I know, they're return customers, and then they tell people. So I can't believe I'm still here and still, well, no, I can believe I'm still here, but still painting for friends who are getting return customers, which is amazing. And I always get imposter syndrome, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're just doing it, like they just pity me and they want to whatever. But it's like, no, they wouldn't be paying, like, because it's a lot of money to invest in.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But I think that's hard as well, because like the distinction between a print and an original is not necessarily something that people, like I'm not saying they should for any reason, but it's not necessarily something people grasp, because people often just mix up those two words, and they're very different things, because a print might be an original drawing turned into something printed, but an original takes time, and you have to charge for time.
But then also the print is your original artwork, so you have to charge for that. Like an order went missing because I was sending it to America, and it ended up in Jamaica, and it was meant to go somewhere completely different. And trying to get money back from Royal Mail is so hard, because they're like, how much was it to make? How much was it to do this? And it's like, well, they're prints. This is how much I because I print it all at home, and the ink and the printer and the paper and stuff. But it's like, I'm charging what I would charge for my artwork. Like, you can't put a price on it. So that's oh yeah, no, I was going to say something else. Yeah, I've made some Christmas cards that were prints of felting.
Yes, I bought.
You did.
Yes, loved it. I went to my mum. She loved it too.
Oh yeah. But yeah, someone bought some off Etsy, and she was, and obviously they're like £2.25 or something. She was like, I was expecting a felting on the card, and I was like, obviously I refunded her and stuff, but you think I can charge £2.25 for a felt? And the listing says 250 cards. I can't needle felt every single card.
I know. I know, it's crazy. The cards are so difficult, because I just want to make them, because I have lots of like I would love to make this into a card. I think it would make such a fun card. Yes, but I can't make money off cards. They're so expensive to get printed. Cause I print my cards. I get my cards printed professionally, because I don't have a good enough printer. And they're just so expensive to print, and you just have to charge. Like, you end up charging too much for the card, and no one will pay that for a card. But
it's solid. It's so hard. There must be someone who's literally got it just perfect. And then you want to leave them. I really want to keep them handmade, because people just love handmade stuff. So
no, it's really hard, and I know everyone else is struggling with it, because other artists on Instagram often message me like, where do you get things printed? Where do you do this? And I'm like, honestly, I've not found the ideal place yet.
God. But having, like, I do love the community you do find on Instagram, like just messaging artists, and I've got so much more confident at it. which is really fun.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's the good thing about Instagram, because it has a toxic side of, like, we were talking about not being able to look at other people's pages because they're too good. I also have, like, not being able to look at other people's pages because they've got X number of followers, and I'm like, I just don't understand how you've done it. I don't understand.
No, I've no idea. I've completely like sent my hashtags out the window. I just hashtag myself. That's it, and I'm still getting the same amount of attention. Likes.
Yeah, no, it's really hard. And I tell you what else is hard is people saying it's not all about numbers. And I want to say, for me, a lot of it is about numbers, because this is my business. This is the way I make my money. So, like, I obviously I understand the like the idea behind it's not all about numbers, and obviously you've got to care about what you're posting, but I want someone to say, but actually it can be about numbers, because this is about the practical side of us making enough money to keep going. So
yeah. Oh yeah, and actually after Christmas I noticed a decline in my followers and stuff, and I was like, damn these people wanting to be better and come off social media. I'm like, no, stay.
Yeah. I know. But I think then the algorithm changed as well, didn't it?
God, it's just,
because everyone was like, what is the algorithm doing to me? I don't know who the new algorithm benefited. I don't know any of them.
Reels, I think apparently Reels, they are they're just, Instagram's just promoting Reels if they're good. And I love your Instagram. Your page is amazing. I think you've really got the eye for I know what I'm talking about. Really, everything's really pleasing. I like, aesthetically, it's glorious. Yeah.
Well, that's what that's the hope, isn't it? But it's frustrating because you can feel like your content is good, and you be really, like, I am really satisfied with how it looks. Yeah. But it doesn't necessarily turn into engagement.
No.
But you just have to plug on, don't you, really?
Literally.
And every now and then something random happens. You know, I can do paid posts and nothing happens at all, and then someone, like, I recently had a restaurant who I painted repost a painting, and it went nuts.
Yeah.
And it's just like those little fluky moments that you really need.
Yeah. And yeah, that gave me ideas. I was like,
Oh yeah, 100%. It's really, it was really great, that. And it's lovely anyway, because it's nice to paint places that you love that are near you. Yeah. Especially when, like, that's an independent restaurant, so it's really nice to support them as well. So yeah, kind of like a mutually beneficial circle.
Yeah. Oh, excellent.
Well, this has been so lovely. Thank you so much for introducing me to Instagram Live.
Yes, it was.
I hope I've not made too much of a tit out of myself.
That's always the fear. No, I reckon we've done all right. Like, yeah, we've got through all the questions.
Lovely.
And, yeah. But yeah, now it's working out how
to end this thing.
Oh, the cross in the top right corner as well.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, we're gonna just keep messaging, I'm sure, and work out a little plan for meeting up. Is he gonna stay? Oh, there we go.
Our little twinnies can meet up soon.
Oh. My mum was like, what have you named him? And I was like, well, he's not mine to name.
Oh, good point. I mean, Paddington?
Yeah. Paddington.
I think that's already been taken, that name.
Yeah.
Maybe King's Cross? Euston?
Good one.
Yeah,
Euston.
there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's organise a time to meet when we're allowed to, and then I guess we'll do another post or show the people the twins together.
Oh, that's going to be so good. That'll be amazing. But yeah, right. The rest of your Sunday. This has been delightful.
And you. Okay. Bye, Jessica.
Bye. Thanks a lot.
Bye.